And we are now on the set with Football Kenya Federation President, Mr. Hussein Mohamed. Thanks, Bwana Rais, for making time for the broadcast.
Asante sana, Ayub, and thank you for having me here.
Asante. Always a pleasure. And Olive joins us as well on set from the news.
And raring to go. You know, I was watching the quarterfinal on Friday, which, did I mention Ayub failed to procure me a ticket? It's okay. But I was watching it from home, and I was so tense. What was it like now actually being in the stadium and being part of the, what do they call it, the dressing room team?
Oh, well, you know, they say in those situations, football is not for the faint-hearted. Of course, you could feel the pressure, you could feel the tension. But football is football, so you also have to be ready psychologically for whatever outcome. But of course, the mood at the beginning is very different from the mood at the end. If you win, then of course everybody is elated. The adrenaline is something else. If you lose again, of course the slump is there, and everybody is heartbroken. And I tell my friends who maybe are not very big football fans that the pain you feel after losing such a game is almost equivalent to one of mourning a death. And for those who love the sport, they know what I'm talking about. So it's a roller coaster ride when you are passionate about football. One day you are on a high, the next day you are at your lowest. And you just have to get used to it and develop thick skin.
But, you know, I was listening to the coach, Benny McCarthy, after, and he was saying the game, you know, they had come from the group of death. You had faced DRC, you had faced Morocco. And so he said the game that he expected they would win, they fumbled. Is that how it goes?
Football is very unpredictable, and I think the coach it was not just his sentiments, but every Kenyan also, I think, anticipated that maybe the game with Madagascar would be an easier game, and sometimes that's the risk when you sort of underestimate your opponent. I'm not saying we did underestimate our opponents, but maybe the general feeling, the mood of the country, and of course success also brings along its own its own pressure and its own stressful situation. When you succeed, everybody then expects that you continue winning and you continue going to the next level. So that in itself presents that extra sort of pressure on the boys, on the technical bench, and also on us. But having said that, I think everybody thought we would win. And hence, again, the massive disappointment. But a game of football is very unpredictable.
Yeah, and what really went right, Bwana Rais, given that analysts had ruled the Harambee Stars because of the group of death that we were enlisted alongside, the Leopards, the Atlas Lions, and the Chipolo Polo. What went right for us?
I think you have to look at our new administration and the policies we put in place right at the beginning. So I was very categorical that our administration will not, first of all, interfere with the selection of players. And I stood my ground on this, and we ensured that everybody within the administration was aware of this policy. And secondly, of course, we gave the technical bench complete freedom, and then we also appointed a competent team and gave them all the support that they required. A lot goes on behind the scenes, Ayub, and many Kenyans may not be aware that the preparation starts way, way before the tournament. So the environment of the players, remuneration and awarding model of the technical bench. The allowances are paid on time this time. The salaries of the technical team, we make sure that there are no arrears so that the motivation is high. Also, the accommodation of the players is taken care of way in advance in terms of also the standards of that accommodation is factored in, the way they travel, the way the logistics is organized. All these small factors make a significant contribution to the success of the team. Then you've got, of course, the support of the President, His Excellency, the President of the country, championing it from the front with the bonuses that he gave. You've got my NEC members at the Federation, at FKF. You've got the Congress of FKF that is also part of the success story. You've got the media, who rallied behind the team from day one. And I want to say a very big thank you to all the bloggers, to all the members of the Fourth Estate who believed in this team. And for the first time, we saw every Kenyan rally behind them. You saw the fans that also came out, the 12th man, so to speak, in their numbers. In fact, it almost became a problem And for the first time in Chan's history, we had over almost 15 fan zones watching that quarterfinals. Thousands and thousands of Kenyans, millions on TV watching it, and thousands in the different fan zones. And of course, the ones who also came to Kasarani. So when you piece all those together, then you have this success story. And I would have loved for us to get to the finals and win the cup. But I think we've laid a good foundation, and it's a beautiful start. So there's so many people in that ecosystem who have really supported the national team so far, and hence the success. If you look at the Ministry of Sports through His Excellency Salim Vuria and the PS Elijah Mwangi, they have stepped up and really supported our national team and CHAN preparations through the LOC. So the local organizing committee has also played a significant part. So all these factors help us achieve our objectives.
Yeah, you talked about welfare and payment of some money to the entire team, including the technical bench. How much have you so far paid?
Well, if you look at, so there's whatever that the team gets, of course, is the effort of the federation. So the federation does everything in its power to make sure that we remunerate the team well and that they benefit. So you've got, of course, the allowances of the players and the technical team, 27 players, although the government pays for 24, we cater for the balance. And I think there's about 4 or 5 players we still need to finish their allowances, but the rest have been paid. And those allowances that we have paid to the national team is now plus other bonuses that maybe could have been given through myself and the ministry, and also with His Excellency the President. You're looking at about 21 million that has been paid to the players through allowances. Then there's the money that was given as bonuses by His Excellency the President for every win and the draw during the competition. So the allowances were paid in July when they were in camp, then again in August up to yesterday. And if you look at the total amount, we've so far 21 million in allowances from us. And the balance from the bonuses, you're looking at 232 million. That has actually been given to the national team, to the technical bench, to their players and the technical bench. So we've paid them a total of about 232 million.
I have a question. Yes. So when you talk about the bonuses, you're talking about the 1 million for every win, 500,000 for a draw.
Correct.
Where does that money come from?
So, I mean, that is resources that comes from His Excellency the President, as he pledged, and from the government of Kenya. So we receive it and give it to the players directly. So it was a pledge from His Excellency, and they get it on time. So
I hear there's a 58.2 million somewhere that is an award out of the 1.2 billion total prize money. So there have been questions. You've talked about social media. So there have been questions flying around social media of how much of that is going to the players. But wait, usijibu kwanza. We take a break, then we continue on Sunday.
Including the question of also the federation, whether it's a good employer. We will talk about Benny McCarthy, because ideally the relationship between the federation and past coaches was very frosty and at times very, very, very frozen. We'll talk about that and the welfare as well in terms of keeping him, whether he will then drive us to AFCON 2027. Of course, we have the automatic qualification, but there's World Cup 2030 that we'll be talking about.
Absolutely.
And soccer administration generally in Kenya, plus the local league.
Clearly a lot coming up.
A lot coming up. Here on Sunday Live with Olive, Hussein and I, and we'll be back. Stay tuned.